Hi, welcome to today's video lesson, Eukaryotes versus Prokaryotes. The inspiration for this video and many others comes from the state standards. In this particular one, we are making reference to the biology course, specific TIC B4A, in which students are required to compare and contrast prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. And this is, of course, a supporting standard. Well, we know how this could be for our students, very overwhelming. For instance, we have in here the representation of an animal cell, right? This one has cell membrane, has the nucleus. In here, this could be mitochondria with the circular channels that we all see. We also can draw an endoplasmic reticulum, which is normally attached really close to the nucleus, with the presence of ribosomes. That will be our rough endoplasmic reticulum. We also have vesicles, lysosomes. We also have the Golgi apparatus, the pancake-like organelle. See, very, very sophisticated. Now, in here we have a plant cell with a very square shape. The nucleus over here a little bit displaced because of this huge central vacuole. We also have, of course, mitochondria, vesicles, endoplasmic reticulum. Why not? Ribosomes. But in addition to this, we can see that this one also has this particular organelle that has these straight lines. Most of the times, that's how it's represented in the state assessment. That will be our chloroplast. It could be an elongated figure like that, or it could be very circular with straight lines across. That will be the representation of the chloroplast. Well, these are the divas of the eukaryote cells, plant and animal cells. But don't forget that we also have the fungus. The fungi are also a type of eukaryote cell. In addition, we also have, oh, you guessed it right, we have the prokaryotes. Those are commonly represented, oh, this is not looking really good, with these type of drawings. These are supposedly pili. They are like hair structures. We also see flagella. It could be just one or two or three, depends on the diagram that they show you. So this represents the prokaryote. Well, one of the main characteristics that can help students to find the difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells is the presence, or rather the absence, of the nucleus. We see that in our eukaryote cells we have this beautiful nucleus inside of the cell, and is normally advertised as the structure or the organelle with the nuclear membrane or the nuclear envelope. Bacteria, on the other hand, is lacking the presence of nucleus. There is no nucleus in the bacteria. It's a little bit outdated, but it used to be called Monera, with these two subdomains, the Archaebacteria and the Eubacteria. So basically, if we see the bacteria root in here, in the organism that you are analyzing, that's a bacteria, it's a prokaryote, and it doesn't have nucleus. This is a released test question from the Biology Star from 2013. Let's see what we have. We have two microorganisms. We have Euglena and cyanobacteria. Both are photosynthetic. Both can perform photosynthesis. They are single-cell organisms. They are in the same environment, in pond water. And the question is, what is the feature that distinguishes Euglena from cyanobacteria? Well, this could be very overwhelming for students, because when here, we don't have the diagram to really figure out if this or that one doesn't have nucleus. So we have to rely only and exclusively in determination bacteria over here. And with that, they must know that they are in the presence of a prokaryote. So this could be challenging because the student requires a familiarity with the term or the termination bacteria and its association with the prokaryotes. In here we have that homeostasis is common for both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. They need to keep an internal stable environment. Both have ribosomes, both have the need to build proteins, and they both reproduce. Every living thing reproduces in this planet. The only clear difference is the nuclear membrane, because prokaryotes, they don't have nucleus. Therefore, they don't have nuclear membrane. I am going to give you a few seconds to read the question on your own. Okay, so we have some type of microorganisms in here. The important remarks in this question are that they are multicellular animals. That gives you a big clue already. They give us the environment in which they live. They also mention something about the prokaryotes, that along with another eukaryote organisms, they were sharing the same environment, anaerobic environment. Now, the question that we have in hand is, scientists determined that organisms of the genus Spinoloricus were eukaryotes and not prokaryotes, because Spinoloricus cells have, interesting. If you look at the drawing or the picture or the photograph, there are not so many clues over there. We don't see a clear nucleus, right? And basically, the student has to rely on its previous knowledge about eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Just by looking at the level of complexity of the microorganism, your student should already know that he is in front of a eukaryotic cell, right? Because multicellular animals. In here, the only or the most important factor that is going to help us make the differentiation is the nuclear membrane. Well, as you can tell, these type of questions are very challenging. It requires a lot of knowledge, vocabulary, and skills from part of your students to be able to handle this type of questions. This one and the previous one, the drawings, the previous one didn't have a drawing. That was the biggest problem with that one. And this one, the picture is not very illustrative because it really doesn't show clearly the shape of a bacteria to say, well, it doesn't have nucleus, or the regular diagram that we always show to our students in regards of animal cells or plant cells. So it's a very big challenge for our students, and they need to know the concept in depth. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you can draw some reflections out of this video lesson. Bye.